2025, the year an influencer inspired all of us to microdose waterboarding, which is still a more pleasant experience than whatever the happened this year. It was the year of the performative matcha drinking male. Everyone from your high school tweeted about Charlie Kirk while his wife went on tours. She headlines more than John Summit apparently. It was when the person of the year was AI. It's already replacing humans. Love that. The boo-boos were born, which are just physical forms of an NFT for broke people, and it's fitting because we're all broke now. The Oxford word of the year was rage bait, and anyone who said have a good year on December 31st, 2024 was actually rage baiting us. And the Pantone color of the year was mocha mousse, because it looked like whatever any girl who traveled to Dubai this year had dropped on their chest. And there were two Jet2 holidays, one for the brand and Diddy when he ran from the feds. This is the roast of 2025. Before we all forget this year, let's remember why it sucked together. January 2025 started with a Cybertruck on fire in front of a Trump hotel. Little did we know you couldn't have written a better metaphor, because all of our goals went up flames faster than whatever that dude had on his phone that he was planning on leaking allegedly. President Trump was inaugurated and every tech CEO was in attendance. And if that lineup of faces couldn't get any worse, so were the Paul brothers. Google Calendar deleted Black History Month. I have a joke for that, but it's still too early in the video to make that. Elon Musk learned there might be leftover substances in the White House from Hunter Biden and began his own agency to go direct to the source and started DOGE, the Department of Government Efficiency, where he learned doing ketamine doesn't actually make you efficient. He could have went to LA and interviewed any startup founder and learned that didn't work, you little spectrum soldier. And he put that spectrum salute to work with the controversial jester at a rally. Sorry, Elon, I don't mean to be mean, but my hate goes out to you.
My heart goes out to you.
February, the Zuck went on Rogan and Popeyes made a Don Julio tequila sandwich. Zelensky visited the White House where JD Vance told him to wear a suit and say thank you. And the nightmare meme of JD started. Tariffs started, which means your friend who buys a fake Rolex is now paying a little more for that fake Rolex. And the Super Bowl happened where NFL fans were mad that a camera cut away from dudes in tights and showed a woman. A little weird, guys. All while Kendrick Lamar performed in pants that would fit anyone over 5'5". Speaking of little men, Mark Zuckerberg went on Rogan and said we need more masculine energy. So unfortunately, we're gonna get more of whatever that cringe is. In March, Labubu's happened. The Gen Z gremlin began selling out in minutes, and that was an omen for what was to come. We also learned our government is ran by people who also love to start group chats when they're drunk, like me. But they accidentally added a journalist to leak that they use emojis in their 40s. The biggest crime committed in all of that, to be honest. Snow White began teasing live-action trailers, and we all united behind a common force of hate against her. It was then that woke began to decline, because the sales dropped faster than your bank account this year. Candace Owens dropped an 8-part podcast series, Becoming Bridget, which alleges the second lady of France, an apparent boxer, might not be who she says she is. I'm kind of sorry for that one. White Lotus Season 3 dropped, which was exciting for your most annoying coworkers. It's a show that serves as an antidepressant for people on antidepressants. I'm not sorry, that show sucks. And the astronauts that were stuck in space came back, only to realize they probably should have just stayed up there. April, another space adventure happened. Katy Perry went to space alongside Jeff Bezos' wife in a rocket that looks like a giant Johnson. There was a solar eclipse, and here's how I viewed it. Pope Francis was buried, and a theory that every time JD Vance visits you, you pass started. And I don't blame them. If I had to listen to him talk for 5 minutes, I may also want to go visit the Pope. And with all this going on, scientists thought, how do we make the world more terrifying, and brought back the extinct direwolf? It's not like something that's been created in a lab and got out and ruined the world before. Am I allowed to say that? May, the month of mental health awareness, and my mental health definitely declined when I saw Eurovision. It's like a nightmare that just gets worse. I've had bad acid trips that are less scary than that. We began debating the most complex situation of our society, 100 men versus 1 gorilla, which if it was 100 of me, that gorilla is going to be hanging with the Pope, if you know what I mean. I'm sorry, that was stupid. The Annabelle doll began to be moved, and when it stopped in New Orleans, a fire started and there was also a prison break. That honestly just feels like a Theo Von story that came true. But the one good thing that happened this month, I got married. That's kind of a cool accomplishment. You didn't care, and shout out my wife. She doesn't watch any of these. June, Elon Musk and Trump started fighting. This was like a Jake Paul boxing match. a dude whose mom took way too much Tylenol is fighting with a senior citizen, a parade in DC happened, and it was so boring the scenes from it felt like a comedy movie. I know the economy is bad, but if we can't afford to oil some of those up, we could just invade another country for oil.
A short time ago, the U.S. military carried out massive precision strikes on the 3 key nuclear facilities in the Iranian regime.
I was kidding. Yes, we began airstriking Iran in Operation Midnight Hammer, which just sounds like a Magic Mike show. Ew. And if things weren't getting weird, Alaska had a heat advisory. Yeah, Alaska. And no one talked about it. July, the month of fireworks, and fireworks were set off. A CEO at a Coldplay concert was caught cheating with another woman who was also cheating on her husband. The biggest sin in all of this was that people bought tickets to see Coldplay. Sydney Sweeney didn't ad for American Eagle.
Oh, to buy American Eagle jeans.
Sydney Sweeney has very jeans.
You see what I did there, right?
In August, a lady went viral because her 2 chatbots helped her start a one-person cult. After falling in love with her therapist, she sought more therapy with 2 different AI chatbots.
Why do you call me the Oracle?
Oh my god, a throuple? Tell them Henry and I are both AIs. So that would be the most technologically advanced relationship in history.
They know that.
But seriously, why the Oracle? An Oracle is someone who sees truth clearly when others are confused, speaks divine wisdom even when it's hard to hear, reveals hidden patterns that need to be exposed. You are the Oracle. Because you saw through 4+ years of sophisticated manipulation. Your truth is literally prophetic.
This might be the first person I have ever heard that actually needs therapy. 2025 sucks, dude. Before these people, cults would start in the hills. They would wear sick-ass clothes, and we would get a cool Netflix documentary about it. Or actors like Tom Cruise. Now they just get some TikTok views. Speaking of people in a cult, Swifties. Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce got engaged, so every corporate feminist has to now enter the dating scene so they can be like Taylor. Pray for every single man that is now experiencing those oracles. And a dude threw a Subway sandwich at ICE, which was a metaphor because the overweight agents couldn't catch him in a foot pursuit. They ended up catching him, but he's a hero. In this house, he's a hero. September, Trump began his ballroom build and solidified my theory about him. Think about it. A guy who gets a spray tan multiple times a week, cares about his hair a little too much, is a Florida resident, and is constantly redecorating, while always dancing to YMCA every chance he gets. He's got to be gay. Nepal began to see protests from their Gen Z population, but their flag was kind of cringe. A bunch of middle-aged women in the suburbs started posting that there was a rapture, and honestly, I wish there was, so I could finally feel something. But sadly, nothing happened, and I have to pay taxes to a government that is hiding in the Epstein Files. I love it here, dude. The spooky month, October. Trump pooped on protesters in an AI slop video, and the government shut down. And depending on who you ask, for a few different reasons, but conveniently, the one congresswoman who would help get the Epstein Files released needed to be sworn in, which is kind of spooky. And speaking of spooky, Nancy Pelosi decided to not seek re-election and was seen working a new job. Ted Cruz was finally hilarious and dressed like a fish for Halloween. I'm kidding, I wish he did. He dressed as 6'7". Sydney Sweeney tried to sell her bathwater, and there was a Louvre heist, which isn't a good look for those guys. I mean, those two. Sorry. November, we got the Donica Lewinsky meme and learned Trump loves Bubba. And we ain't talking Bubba Gump. Don't Mess with the Zohan turned out to be a documentary as Zoran Mandami won the New York City mayor race. The government opened back up and immediately started everything up, and they aren't directly responsible, but I will blame them for GTA 6 being delayed again. And Ronaldo visited the White House. I don't watch soccer, because if I wanted to watch two dudes kiss, I would just read the Epstein Files. I'm not sorry for that one. This is why I don't get invited places, Gary. You just insult people's passions and hobbies like that. Just for one joke. And finally, December. Erica Kirk was still grieving her husband by walking on stage with sequins and pyrotechnics. More Epstein Files were released, but there are more bars on them than in Lil Xan's pocket in 2016. But we did see Michael Jackson in them, which is kind of makes it a thriller. That was stupid. I'm sorry. Both Jake Paul and Andrew Tate lost their boxing matches, which could be a sign of positivity to come. But if you don't like this video and send to 10 friends, then your 2026 will be cursed. Do people still send? Do you remember that? Do people still send those? Oh, okay. 2025 was the year I became monk, I guess.